What's going on, guys? Victor here. I am fishing the Florida Everglades today with my good buddy John Stabile.
What's up, guys?
Of South Florida Fishing Charters. So we are after a highly invasive species known as the Oscar today. We are set out to catch a bunch of them. We're throwing these little jigs known as crappie jigs. Let's see how fast we can catch one of these things. So I'm casting it right here into the lily pads, into the structure right here on the side of it. Oh, just like that. Dude, that was what? 5 seconds in the water?
Didn't even cut the clip.
That's in the intro. So check that out.
I just pulled the hook out of mine.
These fish are known as Oscars, and we're gonna be catching them all day long. Very aggressive little fish, super slimy as you guys see. This guy's a little bit on the small side. We don't want to clean one that small, so we're gonna let him go. So the fish that we're after today are pretty small. So we're trying real small stuff. This is a black crappie jig. Johnny loves these things out here. And I'm casting right here in the lily pad. Let's see. And you just give it a little pop like that, and it resembles a little minnow, or I don't know, any little prey that they would feed on. Another really small one. So you guys see, we're not fishing the middle of the canal because just like bait, you know, Oscars, they're prey to some predators. Whoa, prey to some predators too. So they like to hide in these, all this structure. You got trees and lily pads and sawgrass and all sorts of stuff and rocks. And Johnny says they're highly schooling fish. So usually where you catch one, you're bound to catch others. So I just jig that crappie jig up and down, and the thing, it really irritates them and wants promotes a bite. This might be a little better one.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. And one thing I've noticed, we've caught about like 20 now. Ryan and Johnny were fishing earlier. The bigger these things get, they seem to get really dark and lose their color. They got that bullseye, they got a red ring with a black dot in the middle of their tail, they got that false eye. Super cool looking fish. They really remind me of kind of like a triple tail / tilapia hybrid. They have the mouth of a tilapia, not very big. That's why we're fishing these really small crappie jigs right into the trees. Sometimes you can't, you just feel like the slightest little tap just like that, and that's how you know that they have it in their mouth. So much fun. This one's like almost jet black. He's super dark. You see all that slime? It looks like I have webbed fingers right there. These things are slimy suckers. You gotta wipe your rod off every single time you catch one of these things. Oh! I mean, how can you not like this? Anything that's instant action like this is fun. This one's got a lot lighter belly than the other one just had. He's got more yellows and browns on him. So these are all Johnny and Ryan's fish. We already have, oh, Johnny's got a big one in there so far. This is about the smallest that we're gonna keep today. We're keeping them in the live well right there. I don't think I've been this excited to fish for freshwater in a very long time.
So there's definitely something to it where when we're out on like those big fishing adventures where we're chasing like one big tarpon or one massive shark, you're like on edge the entire time, and you almost forget to have fun because you're just like, you're out here trying to make a video and you're just going through all the motions, and you forget to just enjoy the moment. But when you're doing stuff like this, you just talk a little smack with the boys.
A lot of smack.
Talk a lot of smack, and then you're just hook set all day long.
Smoking me right now.
I know, it's like you do this for a living. I don't know. This is a very low stress type of fishing. You know what it'd be perfect for? For someone who's just getting into fishing.
Like kids.
Like kids.
Dude, these little, I feel like the smaller ones fight harder than the bigger ones anyway.
See, there's another eater right there.
Just gonna say, I could film a trip out here for like the next 100 years, and you could literally come out and keep as many Oscars as you want, and you will not put a dent in the population because they spawn year round and they have millions of babies at a time. So if you guys want to come out and eat some fish, this would be the charter to do it on. You can catch 100 in a day and take them all home and eat them.
Which is very rare. Johnny doesn't usually keep fish, but if you guys want to come out here, catch the fish like we're doing today and take them home, you 100% can. But you got to clean them yourselves because that would take a very long time to clean 100 fish.
It would take probably like 3 hours.
So you're telling me that this entire canal for miles and miles is just loaded with Oscars?
Loaded with them.
And
this is actually a slow day. We have not caught one every cast.
And they've gotten way worse over the years, right?
Yeah, I've been fishing out here. I don't know. Oh, there's one. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I grew up in South Florida. It's my home. I have never lived anywhere else. And I used to fish out here when I was like 11 years old. I caught my first largemouth bass out here in the Everglades. The change of, you know, the Oscars invading, and the Oscars will destroy bass beds. So you see a lot less bass out here and a lot more of these guys. We also have some other stuff as well that we'll show you guys later.
And another thing to note, the only fish we've caught so far is Oscars. And if you've ever bass fished, a bass would totally smoke this. It looks like a little fry. We haven't caught a bass, we haven't caught a bowfin, nothing. Cichlid, bluegill. Bluegills also like these things. The only thing we've caught so far is Oscars. So you can see what the dominant species is in here right now. You know, I get a lot of comments, and you guys DM me and Facebook messages of people saying how, you know, we're so lucky to be in Florida, and it's true. And a lot of you guys have moved here. And I mean, to think that 40 minutes that way, you're in the ocean, you could be catching dolphin and wahoo, and you come out here, you're in the Everglades, you could do both in one day, which is insane. Florida just has such an incredible fishery.
They got these tiger-like stripes to them. And most fish, you don't see them. But yeah, that's a really pretty one there.
Very cool.
Definitely different.
All right, this one feels kind of small. Oh, dude, look at that. So I just turned off the camera. We've been fun fishing. I think we've probably caught close to 75 Oscars now. This is the first other species we've caught. So these things are actually native to Florida, but you don't see a lot of them. The Oscars are much bigger, and they're out competing the native species. Big bass would smoke this thing.
Check this out, guys. Literally, I've never caught one of these before. Johnny says it's extremely rare to catch one of these. It's called a jaguar cichlid. When there's so many different species and so much life out here, you just kind of have to stop to appreciate it sometimes. And you know, there's just a lot of different colorations, a lot of different fish to be caught, and you never know what you're gonna catch when you go fishing. That's one of the fun parts about it.
Florida, since it's a tropical climate, it's prone to have a lot of invasive species because species just thrive here. And a lot of the species like snakeheads and Oscars and all sorts of different cichlids and pacus, a lot of these fish actually were part of the aquarium trade. So people had them in their tanks, they released them in their lake or canal, they found other pacus, other Oscars they were able to breed. And then a lot of our bodies of water are really connected, so it's really easy for them to branch out. But this was incredible. I mean, we must have put in at least 100 in the boat, and all thanks to Johnny Stabile, South Florida Fishing Charters.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Perfect thing for a family or kids to do, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. If you have kids that are maybe on the fence about wanting to fish, I mean, this is a guaranteed 100 fish, 6-hour trip is basically what it is. And we also offer a full day as well.
So we're gonna make a little run. We'll catch you guys on the drone, and we're gonna go after some peacock bass next.
So basically what we're doing is we're just kind of, you know, blind casting mostly into, you know, as far up and into the canals as we can, making as far of a cast as I possibly can, whether it's 60 or 70 feet up sometimes, and letting that bait sink just for a minute and give it a little twitch, pause action, and that's about it. So let's see if we can't get one.
That was so... We gotta leave that in the video. Come on, we gotta be real with you guys. You know how many trees we've caught today? And this guy right here has caught more rocks than anyone I know.
I literally stay tight on rocks.
But basically what we're doing is we went to a different part of the canal where Johnny catches a lot of peacock bass, and we kind of switched focus. But it seems like there's still so many Oscars. For every peacock we catch, we probably catch 5 more Oscars. And yeah, they've just taken over.
Oh.
Great for the job.
It's just for the YouTube video. I obviously I fed fish.
You literally were just trying to catch.
Dude,
He's already hooked up.
Just saying, this is my first cast on a peacock. I've been filming for Maury.
You probably have a really good skill level that Johnny and I just can't match.
I don't know. Oh, baby, this is
jumped.
why I love these fish. This is my first peacock of the day. Johnny and Ryan have both caught them. All right, check it out. Johnny, would this be a male with this hump?
Yes, that is a male.
Okay,
It's
so
just
you-
got a baby hump.
You see this right here? Johnny caught some fish earlier today with a really pronounced hump. This is a baby hump, about a 2-pound peacock bass. And these fish are actually not native to Florida either. They were also introduced here by FWC to control a lot of invasive species. So,
Hang on. Look at the size of the cichlid this man just caught.
That is a mine cichlid right there.
okay, so this fish was put into Florida by the state to control fish species like this and Oscars and tilapia. They find that it's more beneficial to have a peacock bass, which is not native, but they make a great game fish. And you know, guides like Johnny, you guys want to catch yourself fish like this, it makes a perfect opportunity for fishermen to target them. And we've just been fishing little jigs all day. This is a little mustad bucktail jig. And if you guys want to save 20% off, you can use my code LANDSHARK. I'll have it linked below, as well as the line I've been using today. Tough line fluorocarbon leader, tough line braid. You guys can also save 20% off. Get your little savings at checkout. Use my code LANDSHARK. Pretty fish. And you know, I don't care if I don't catch another one all day, just this one makes the trip worth it. I'm sure we're gonna catch plenty more, but I mean, there's nothing else like this in freshwater in Florida that's that pretty. All right, Mr. Peacock. Just like that, little rockets. That's it, that's all I got, one peacock in me.
And some Oscars.
And an Oscar. I mean, come on, this is fun. Fishing in super skinny water. And the best part is everything today has been on artificial. We have not touched a dead bait or a live bait. You just get your little lure, unhook them, and you're back in the game.
Yeah,
Nice
peacock. Yeah, good one.
Well, I can't catch them, so Johnny can.
Real good one. I just blind casted like as far as I could cast up, and got another nice male. Stay away from that trolling motor and we'll be okay. Oh, he's out. He's coming out. This is a lot. Look at the rod, the bend in the rod. I mean, this is a lot for a 1,000 size reel and a 4-pound rod, in my opinion.
You also snagged him in the face.
I'm pretty sure he ate it because he came and swiped at it pretty hard.
Woo! Oh my gosh, I just saw my eyeballs flash before my eyes. That was this close.
Johnny's got some big humps right now.
That is the biggest
My
hump of the
humps?
day right there. I don't know. Here, his pattern is better on this side. It's just that straight up camo pattern right there. We call that Everglades camo for you.
Call that Johnny camo.
Johnny
Will you
camo.
give his hump a kiss? Come on. Kiss the protein. You're blessed.
There you go. Slimy.
All right. Bam! What do we got, boys?
Got a nice topwater double header. Nice old big peacock bass, largemouth bass, and I think the largemouth gives us the Everglades slam, doesn't it?
It does. We definitely got the Everglades slam today. We got the cichlid slam. We got the Everglades slam.
Mm-hmm.
We are slammed out.
Super, super cool, man.
And on top water.
And on top water.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
And one more thing. All right, and if you guys want to see both of their channels, I'm gonna have them linked below. We got Ryan Maury and then Johnny Stabile. Check out their channels, linked below. So, check it out, guys. This is our haul from today. We got ourselves a stringer full of Oscars, and I'm super excited to cook these guys up. And like I said, these are really invasive, so our state actually wants you to go out and catch these things and kill them, because as I witnessed firsthand today, these things have overtaken at least this part of the Everglades. I mean, we caught 10 Oscar to every other species. We caught one bluegill, a few peacocks, probably like 10 or 12 peacocks, some largemouth, and I mean, these guys are just everywhere. No matter where you went along the canal, Oscars were to follow. You want to do a trip like this, you want to put some good meat in the fridge, hit up my boy Johnny Stabile. South Florida Fishing Charters. I'll have it linked below. So check it out. We got our Tiger Oscar, and I have a lot of these guys to clean up. And I'm very excited to show you guys this new knife that Dexter came out with. This is called the Dextreme. They got them in a bunch of different sizes. This is a 7-inch flexible. Now you guys see this knife is different because you got a serrated edge, the Tiger edge on this side, and then your traditional blade on this side. Now you're wondering, why do I need 2 edges? Well, if you are someone who struggles with getting through really scaly fish like Oscars, sheep's head, snapper, this edge will protect this edge from getting too dulled out. And you know, a lot of people just like to have a serrated edge on them. So what I do is, with these Tiger Oscars, I'll use this side to go down. You see how effortless that was? Knock those scales off. I'll get my precision edge on the fish's spine, right? So I can make my nice clean cuts. Come here right by the pin bones, separate. So if I had a bigger fish, like a grouper or snapper with real thick pin bones, I could switch over to this side too, knock off of those pin bones. They have a very big rib cage. So look at this. You get a perfect fillet. And yeah, these guys are not very big, but they got quite a bit of meat on them. Very comparable to a yellowtail snapper of its size. And this guy's got some seriously yellow meat. I've been filleting a couple. They've been differing in the color of their meat. Some are more white than others. Let me show you. Look at this one. This is one that I filleted right before. Look at how much more yellow this one is than that one. Might have to do with the sex of the fish or the time of the month. Who knows? I don't know. And I know this is not the most glamorous fish to demonstrate this knife on. You guys see they're super muddy and gross. And luckily they're a freshwater fish, so I can actually rinse them off with fresh water. But I just use that Tiger edge to knock through all those scales. Now I use my traditional blade to get a nice clean cut. Okay, now with Oscars or a fish like crappie, I like to go above the rib cage rather than through it. So I go above the rib cage, finish out my fillet just like that. So you leave that rib cage in there, and you don't have to cut it out later, rather than just whoosh, sawing it off on one side. You can also skin with this knife. The only thing you got to be careful of, which you got to be careful with any knife, when you're skinning, just be observant of the fact that you do have a blade on this side. But it makes for a nice skinning knife as well, just like that. See? We left nothing on there. So that's that. Now if you guys want to check this knife out, they're not discounted. Normally you guys can use my code LANDSHARK. You can use that on all the other knives on DexterOutdoors.com and save 20% off. But since this is a new knife, they're not discounting it yet. But check it out in the description box below, and I'll catch you guys in the kitchen. I got 22 Oscar fillets on the table. We got Brooke's brothers and her parents coming over for a little fish sandwich lunch, and I'm really excited to try them. I have had them one time before. We only had one though, and freshwater fish fried, it's gonna be good. So I'm going into a little seasoned flour, which is just seasoned with salt and pepper, going into an egg wash right here. We're gonna do a little Italian style sandwich with a little roasted red pepper aioli. And this is seasoned Italian breadcrumbs, and I cannot tell you the last time we used these, right Brooke? We never use these anymore. And these are your favorite. This is like the OG. When you first start frying fish, I feel like everyone goes with the traditional breadcrumbs, and then you start doing batters and this and that. But it's been a long time since we've done those. And you know, our average Oscar, I would say, was probably a pound, okay? A pound and a quarter. And you get a decent amount of meat off these little guys, you know? Brought the fish outside, and we are cooking on the Camp Chef and on the Sidekick. So this is one of my favorite things to cook on. This is my pellet grill, Camp Chef Woodwind. But the cool thing about it is I got this gas burner on the side right here. So if you guys are like me and you don't want to stink up your house and fry fish inside the house, this is a great alternative to do so. I do stir fries on this. I make pork butts on this, briskets, all sorts of stuff. So these don't take very long. They're very thin fillets, so I had the oil at 375. It was a peanut oil blend, and about 2 to 3 minutes per Oscar, and you can see they're already perfectly golden brown. So they do not take long at all. Okay, we're gonna put it on a wire rack. A must have if you fry fish. Okay, there's the first batch. So we're gonna go in with the second batch now. Sandwich assembly time. We got a little homemade roasted red pepper aioli. We got pine nuts, basil, fresh garlic, roasted red peppers, olive oil, and a little mayo, some lemon juice, a lot of fresh cracked pepper, and Brooke already kindly put it down on our ciabatta. We have some toasted ciabatta. We're gonna go down on both sides right here, a little bit more. You guys can see the Italian theme. We haven't done this one yet. Now you take a little bit of spinach. We're gonna go right down. Now this is our finished Oscar right here. Take a look at that. Beautiful. And we're gonna do 2 pieces on everyone's sandwich. It's gonna be a generous fish sandwich. Okay, and then these are red onions, but I had them macerating in some water, vinegar, some sugar, salt, and pepper. But first, where's my tomato? I'm telling you, these ain't your ordinary fish sandwiches. You're not gonna get this at a restaurant.
All I'm seeing is how the heck am I supposed to eat that thing?
You're gonna scarf it down. It's happening. Okay, you got your red onion. When you macerate them, so you let them soak in any type of liquid. So I did water, vinegar. It softens them up, takes out that really sharp punch, and just gives them a little flavor. And that's it. Let's see, we gotta seal the deal. Look at that. Yeah, Brooke's right. I mean, it's like the size of a big burger. It's not that big. Fish is nice and soft. Fisher is the first one done. He's moving on to the chips already.
Yeah, that sandwich was amazing. It's so funny because I don't think I eat like poorly tasting food ever. Like food here is so spectacular, and the fact that they catch it and cook it here, that's so amazing on its own. But then the fact that things taste as good as they do, so good job, Victor. Fresh fish sandwiches were really good today.
Thanks, Fisher.
I think a lot of times when you think of freshwater fish, you may have the idea in your head that what you're gonna eat might have like a little bit of a muddy taste to it. I feel like that's a frequent thing that people think when they think of freshwater fish. This does not taste muddy whatsoever. I don't know what I would compare it to, but it's an absolutely delicious fish. The sandwich is amazing, so good job, Vic.
It's a great day for a picnic. We're out back here and the sandwich is tasting so good outside. Yeah, if you didn't tell me this was freshwater fish, I never would have known. It's delicious. I'm making a mess, but it's so good.
It is good. I like the bread. It's a real nice, makes a real nice fish sandwich, and all the ingredients. You know, the onions and all that other stuff that he's got on there. Did you really say we just ate 15 Oscars?
Probably close to it.
Wow. I knew there was a lot of fish in that sandwich. I didn't know we devoured 15 Oscars. But I would like to say on Fisher's comment, yeah, Brooke and Victor, they're professional cooks. There's no doubt about it. You definitely got it right on that one.
The sandwich is so good, but there's so many flavors. I couldn't really taste the fish that well, and even though it's fried, I would put this fried fish over some of those pelagic fried fishes that we eat. I don't know what it is about this Oscar, but it really turned out good. Like, I mean, we're eating it fried, but it's amazing. And I will never complain about a fried dolphin or fried grouper sandwich because they're great. But this I'm surprised that I would put something like an Oscar over those fish, which is something I would put at the top of fried fish anyway. So it's interesting when you try new stuff and it really changes your perspective, even when you've eaten here so many times and you think you have this huge, wide, like open mind to everything, and then you try something else and you're like surprised again. So yeah, Oscar's a killer fried fish.
You can't tell the difference between that and a saltwater fish. Looks like snapper. Looks like a thin piece of snapper.
I think Gordon Ramsay would have a hard time finding anything to complain about with any of Victor's meals. Fish sandwich was killer. Just fantastic all in all. Well done, Vic. What about you, Victor?
I mean, it feels good to get all the compliments. I don't know about Gordon Ramsay, though. I'm sure he'd have a few things to say, but Brooke the other day made kingfish, and since we're in this location, we're in South Florida, where a lot of people put their nose up to so many different species, including freshwater fish, and I hate that mentality, and that's why we do these videos, to get rid of that mentality. A lot of people, there's two comments that always go around when it comes to cooking trash fish. Throw the fish on a cedar plank, cook the fish on the cedar plank, and then eat the cedar plank. I hate that comment. Another comment I hate is you can fry anything and make it taste good. You could fry a turd and taste good. I challenge you to fry a turd and eat it and see if it tastes good, because I promise you it will not taste good. So, you know, Oscars, invasive, plentiful, delicious. I got no complaints. I mean, we all just ate probably 15 Oscars, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Book a trip with Johnny if you guys have never done so, or you want to get on some freshwater species, clown knifefish, peacocks. He does it all. He's the man. I'll catch you guys in the next one.